Hey, yo, Joe for here, the cranky old gay guy. And bonjour to everyone watching. So today, I know it may be a surprise, but gay men watch Emily in Paris. Why? Who's to say? But I'm going to point out some reasons. Because I've been watching it since the first season. Not really quite sure why. Sure, Emily's cute, not my type. She weighs all of 87 pounds, I think. She is the daughter of Phil Collins, who used to be the drummer and lead singer for Genesis before he went solo. I didn't know that until after the first season, and I looked it up. Um, Emily in Paris is about a 20-something who works for a advertising firm, I think in Chicago, and that firm buys a Parisian ad company to get their foot in Europe. And they send Emily over there because she is a super whiz at marketing via social media. So she is the proverbial fish out of water. She speaks absolutely no French, so I don't think they would have actually sent her. She's very young with zero experience in marketing except social influencing. So they send her over there. She is making a living wage as she can get an apartment in Paris, which is not cheap. Think prices of New York, and now she's in Paris. She does have a roommate, but not initially. That comes later in the season. When I don't remember her name, but she's an actress who's been on a lot of other programs. She's also a singer. She's got some albums out there. She's Asian American, and last time I saw her was on Only Murders in the Building. She was an actress in a theater murder mystery season. So I think that was last season, the one with Meryl Streep. Anyway, back to Emily in Paris. Oh boy. The best parts of the show are Gabrielle, who is her off again, on again boyfriend lover, who's a chef. And I think it's season two is when Alfie comes in. I think season two. And I don't know what season we're in now, three or four. So Alfie came in last season, so whatever season that was. And Alfie is the hot British guy who works also, I believe, in not in advertising. He works in the marketing program for some rich company. And again, it's a conglomerate thing because they bring him over from Britain to work in Paris. And they are in a French language class trying to learn French, and that's where they meet and fall in love. And Alfie is, I'm just going to flat out say it, Alfie is hot. Okay? That's why I kept watching the show. Not for the storyline because it's like a rom-com, but it's not really funny. It's themed as a romantic comedy and a comedy on Netflix, but again, it's not funny at all. It's it's just not. And then there's Cami, who is Gabrielle's on again, off again girlfriend, long term on again, off again girlfriend, who this season or the last episode of last season turns out to be a lesbian or bisexual because she has a girlfriend and she's cheating on her fiance and she leaves him at the altar and it's because she blames Emily for falling in love with Gabrielle and Gabrielle for having feelings about Emily when he should have feelings for her. And I'm giving you the whole rundown so you don't have to watch this silly series. However, you might want to watch it because of Alfie. Yeah, pretty nice, huh? And Gabrielle. He looks really good here. If you look him up online, there's some pictures before he was cast, and he was just like a long-haired, greasy, icky hippie. And I say icky not as in unattractive, but icky as in dirty. Very dirty looking hippie. Now, the season only released 5 episodes right now. The rest of them come, I think, September 12th or 20th or something like that. Why it's being doled out in little pieces, I don't know. That's not really a Netflix thing usually. What makes me cranky? Oh boy. What makes me cranky is the depiction of the homosexual character Z on the show. There's one that works for LeMay. I think that's LeMay. That's the company that Emily works for. She didn't work for them when she first went over, but then the American company sent over a manager to run the shop, And the woman who ran the ad agency in Paris quits and starts her own company, which I believe is called LeMay. And then she recruits Emily to come work there. Oh man, the end of the first and the second season, when they sent the person from Chicago over to take over, they were just really, really bad. I mean, the actress who was doing it was 9 months pregnant. She was on, I believe she's from ER, a long-term actress from the ER TV series. She's a good actress and she speaks fluent French on the show, but the whole storyline was just stupid as stupid can get. Everybody quits the ad agency when she takes over, so it's just her and Emily working from laptops, running this whole organization, which again is ridiculous because Emily's entire talent is just tweeting. I mean, that's all she does. She tweets and she posts on Instagram. Yet she keeps the company afloat, and she's so valuable that LeMay, when they offer her position, and she gives up the job and the security of the original job she had with this her mentor from Chicago, and stays in France. Now, one of the reasons she did that is because the Paris agency, the person who came over decided that they don't need an agency in Paris. They can run everything from Chicago, and they wanted Emily to move home. But since she still has feelings for Gabrielle, even though Gabrielle's not available, she wanted to stay in Paris. And she does. So jump to this season. When Cammy, at the end of last season, Cammy walked out on the wedding because she said her fiance had feelings for Emily, and Emily was with Alfie in the city watching, and Alfie got upset because now he felt he was being two-timed and he left. So at the beginning of this season, Gabrielle's mad at her, Alfie's mad at her, Cammy's mad at her, and Cammy disappears. And Cammy discloses that she's carrying Gabrielle's baby. Oh, and Cammy has a lesbian lover who wants to raise the baby with Cammy. So you have this love triangle, which actually has four sides, two guys and two girls, but it's not a menage a trois. Cuatro? Menage a deux. I don't know what four is in French. I don't know why. Un, deux, tres. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Stupid storyline. The fact that it's straight romances, bad, bad, bad. Oh, and I was getting back to the subject at hand, which made me cranky, was that the depiction of the gay characters. There was one that works at LeMay, very, very fey, effeminate, swinging the wrists, talking about fashion, 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 ooh, cologne, makeup, everything that is stereotypical about gay men being effeminate and sassy. That's this character. And not only sassy, but the character is African American. I'm sorry, he's not. He's French. French African? I don't know his nationality. He is a person of color who is French on the show. And he is considered a sassy queen. So, how many times have we heard that stereotype for black performers or black gay men as being sassy black queens? I've heard it many times, and it's almost never a positive unless it's on the RuPaul show, Drag Race. I mean, I've heard it there once or twice, and it's considered a compliment. But the way they depict it on Emily in Paris, I don't think they're doing it to put this person down, but it doesn't make straight viewers who don't know gay people think that gay people are any other way. And the gay designers that they show, because it's a the show is revolving around Parisian fashion, and I think Italian fashion too. But anyway, all the designers, most of the designers on the show are gay. And again, they're all very eccentric, effeminate. The old one with the big glasses, he's on season 1 and 2, I think. And I think he carries the little stuffed or the little tiny miniature poodle dog or something like that, and is very, very prissy. And again, stereotype. They don't show any gay men playing in sports or drinking in bars or anything like that, other than the cocktails when they're out with the gay coworker. And I think there's one episode where there's the gay coworker and his gay friends. All of them are stereotypical, just femi. Now, when I bring it up that everyone who's gay on the show is portrayed as effeminate, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with effeminate characteristics on a gay man, not at all. But there are other types of gay men who aren't effeminate or don't come across as effeminate. And the fact that they don't show any of them in any situation, that is bothersome to me because it pigeonholes all gay characters into one stereotype. Because there are gay rugby players and gay politicians and gay mayors and gay Department of Transportation secretaries. There's gay people everywhere. And they don't do this to the lesbians on the show. They are depicted as lipstick lesbians. Um, they don't show, I mean, two of Kemi's friends um, are more stereotypical lesbian in that they have short hair and they aren't all made up to look pretty. I mean, they're not unattractive women, but they're not glam. Um, but they're still wearing a lot of makeup, okay? And they still come across as very successful women, professional women. Um, but they aren't the stereotype lesbian character that you would see in an American film. So that's what I'm getting at. Nothing wrong with effeminate men or lipstick lesbians, but if you're going to show one and that's all you're going to show, you shouldn't. You should show a wider range. Even if they're just background characters, show a wider range. Okay, so let's take a closer look at what doesn't make me cranky, and it's looking at this person, Gabrielle, with his haircut. I don't like him when he's the dirty hippie, and it's getting hot in here. Okay, and then this is another reason to watch. This is Alfie. Whew. Now, if that doesn't heat up the room, I don't know what does. Okay, so the crankiness for me is because the show is kind of stupid. It doesn't take a lot of brain power to watch this show, and I prefer a program that's kind of intellectually stimulating. This one is just visually stimulating in parts. Gabrielle and Alfie. Yeah, Alfie in the boxing ring was yeah. So what I would like to see is a spin-off of Emily in Paris and call it something like Bromance, Parisian Bromance, with these two having a love affair. And that way this menage a quad thing could actually be something, as Emily and Kemi could come over and maybe do a crossover episode when these guys get going. Because Parisian Bromance with these two is a show that I would watch. It could have the stupidest script in the world, but as long as it shows these two doing what everyone else that's straight in the show doing, it would worth watch. Okay, that's all I've got today. I didn't mean to bore you with this, and I know it was a unusually kind of stupid topic, but I was sitting with some friends this morning and we were eating, and I asked them what makes them cranky, and they didn't really have things that I could relate to that I haven't already covered, except Emily in Paris. And one of them said, it's a really boring show. And he said it with a cranky face, so I took that as crank, and I said, you're right. It is, and I'm going to talk about it. So everybody tell me what you think. Do you watch it? Do you not watch it? Give me some Netflix recommendations for programs that you enjoy. And please leave comments, share this channel. The channel is growing. I'm very appreciative of that. This morning it's been 7 weeks, I think. And I've got 600 and some subscribers, which is great. I am well on the way to monetization. So when you see those ads that cut into my show or before and after, they'll start paying me, I don't know, pennies on the dollar or whatever, but for clicks. Eventually, um, that's where I want to go because then I can spend more time doing this and less time with everything I'm doing to get by. Um, I think that's what I wanted to say. Viewing hours are important. They make you reach an ungodly number of hours viewed on your channel before they can monetize. So, you know, if you need to skip around, I understand. But if you want to just like start reading the section on my, what do they call it? This is how into understanding this that I know. If you want to just kind of get on your PC and click play all episodes, that little collection, and walk away and let it run until all 60 plus episodes are done. Wow, that would be really helpful too. I don't ask for much, do I? And I think that's pretty much what I'm going to ask is that, if you got it in your hearts and you get some time, let your computer run a little bit. Today's shout out. Whoo, boy, it is a sunny Sunday afternoon, and I am going to do a shout out, but I don't know who it should go to. Maybe just sending a shout out to everyone who who appreciates good script writing. Um, Yeah, I think that's it. Also, I will mention someone I gave a shout out to before, and it is the YouTube channel Fish Jelly. So at Fish Jelly, I think that's what it's called. They also have a podcast called Fish Jelly, and it's a gay couple in LA who review movies, and they review a lot of movies. So listening to one of their 20-minute podcasts or their hour-long videos, because in the videos they talk about restaurants and people and events and concerts and everything else anything that's happening in their lives they discuss. Um, Go to them and they do old movies, new movies, current movies, foreign movies. They're really really into that. But after listening to that, it'll tell you if it's something that you might actually want to watch or not. So shout out to well written scripts and shout out to Fish Jelly. Okay, it's almost time for another advice video. So I would like, I'm going to throw this out there. Beep, beep, beep. I've only had a few requests because they've dwindled. And a lot of the advice that's been asked for via email, I've already covered in an actual video. So I'm not going to address those directly. But I would like some fresh questions for this upcoming video. So if you would like advice from a cranky old gay guy, that's not medical advice, please send me an email at crankyoldgayguy@gmail.com. Don't put it in the comments, otherwise someone else will answer it. And I will talk it over with some underwear and decide which one wants to actually speak to you. So go ahead and send those questions in, and I will get something going with that within the next week, I hope. Okay, I'm going to let you all go. Have a wonderful Sunday evening. If it's sunny and nice where you're at, go out and enjoy it. If it's not, and that's what you're into, because different strokes, enjoy that too. I just keep babbling on and on, because that's just the kind of guy I am. And that's probably one of the reasons I'm single is because, people tire of me. Yeah, I know. It's hard to believe, but it happens. See you all next time. Have a wonderful evening.